I've been, following some of your content with great interest, and some of your recent posts in how, museums, galleries need to create more like creators, not like institutions. Now's your time to explain how and why they should do that.
Because we have to understand what the word creator means. If you're going to create like a creator or position yourself as an influencer, we need to reimagine and reframe what that means to us as an organization. As we kind of touched on throughout this conversation, that can be educational, that can be entertainment, that can be funny if you want to be funny, that can be very serious if you want to be very serious. But you have to be able to position yourself and say, okay, we're going to create content in a way that aligns with whichever direction you want to go down. Because there are serious channels online that do really well, that have millions and millions of followers and generate lots of interest. There
Yeah,
are
sure.
channels, there are channels that are educational. We know that educational content is one of the biggest threads and themes online in general. So we have the potential, even if those you were to say, we just want to be those lanes, you could take those lanes, but just think about how you're creating your content. So if you're going to create a video, how are you doing your hooks? What are the hooks? What's that intro hook that's going to grab somebody? What's that hook that's going to get somebody curious? If you're going to do long form video, we're not just going to take a webinar and just drop it online and say, go. We're going to think about how we repurpose it. We're going to think about how we take out gems from it. We're going to think about how we share it across our digital platforms. We're going to think about how we incorporate it into our newsletters, how we incorporate it into our websites. So you're thinking about that whole digital story. And then the more that we start to do that, that's ultimately how creators work. They understand their platforms and they understand how to tell that story for whatever their subject matter is. And again, if we don't want to be creators ourselves, then we have to think about how we work with people who are.
Yeah.
And it's simple. If that's not what we want to do and we don't feel we have the capacity, how do we incorporate creators into our own marketing budget or into our own storytelling?